Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS, FANS. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what we're about to discuss could be a game changer for the Falcons and the NFC South as a whole. There's some serious buzz around a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the division and give Atlanta a real shot at making a deep playoff run. And it's all centered around one of the hottest names in the trade rumor mill right now, Ja'Marr Chase. Yeah, you heard that right. Chase, the explosive wide receiver from Cincinnati, might be headed to Atlanta, and if it happens, it's going to send shockwaves through the NFC South and beyond. Let's start by setting the scene. The Bengals are in a bit of a tough spot right now. After a season marred by injuries and some defensive struggles, they're sitting at 4-9 with a cap space of around $11 million. Their defense is leaking points, allowing nearly 28 points per game, and they're facing a serious rebuild on the offensive line, which is a critical area for them. PFF ratings show that their O-line is currently ranked around 58. 3. Definitely not ideal for a team trying to keep Joe Burrow upright and healthy. Meanwhile, their need to extend players like Hendrickson is pressing, but their cap situation makes that tough. On the other hand, the Bengals' biggest asset, Chase, is a game breaker. He's been lighting up the league with his speed, agility, and big play ability. Even in a chaotic season, he still managed to produce eye-popping numbers, 91 catches for over 15 yards and 5 touchdowns in just 12 games. His PFF grade for the season is an impressive 91. 2, and his efficiency metrics are off the charts. He's forcing missed tackles, averaging over 6 yards after the catch, and has a drop rate just over 2%. Basically, Chase is a receiver who can turn any play into a highlight, and he's only 23 years old with a bright future ahead. Now here's where it gets interesting. The Bengals are reportedly open to trading Chase, especially if they can land some significant draft capital and bolster their offensive line. Rumors suggest they're looking for a first-round pick along with a young edge rusher, someone who can help them rebuild their defense and give Burrow more protection. The idea is to get rid of some salary cap space. Chase's salary is around $30 million per year, and trading him could free up about $23 million in cap space. That's a huge move for Cincinnati, but they're betting on the long-term health of their franchise, and that's where Atlanta comes in. The Falcons, currently sitting at 8-5 and fighting for playoff positioning, are in a prime spot to make a move. Their offense is already solid, averaging around 240 passing yards per game, with Desmond Ridder showing flashes of potential, and the team's weapons like Kyle Pitts and Drake London providing big play threats. But adding a player like Chase would take their aerial attack to a whole new level. Imagine a deep threat who can stretch the field, create mismatches, and give Desmond Ridder a true #1 target, someone who can turn short catches into long touchdowns and keep defenses honest. Chase's presence would be transformational. His speed and ability to create yards after the catch would complement London's route running and Pitt's athleticism. The Falcons could become an even more dangerous offense, especially in the NFC South, which has historically been a division where the air game can decide the outcome. With Chase, the Falcons could turn into a high-octane aerial attack that forces defenses to respect the deep ball and opens up lanes for their run game, led by Tyler Allgeier and Bijan Robinson. But it's not just about the offense. Defensively, the Falcons are doing their part, but adding Chase on offense could help control the clock and keep opposing offenses off the field. Plus, it would give them a confidence boost heading into the playoffs, knowing they have one of the league's most explosive receivers on their roster. And let's be honest, if Atlanta pulls off this trade, it could be the spark that ignites a Super Bowl push, especially if they can leverage their current momentum and improve their red zone efficiency, which has been a bit inconsistent this season. Now, some fans might wonder about the risks. Giving up a first-round pick is always a gamble, especially when it comes to building through the draft. But in today's NFL, where a game-changing receiver like Chase is worth every penny and more, it could be a calculated move that pays off big time. The Falcons have shown they're serious about competing now, and this kind of acquisition would send a clear message to the division and the league. Atlanta is all in on contention. Plus, the trade would also help them address some of their weaknesses, like their offensive line, which currently ranks around 66, 2 by PFF and has allowed 22 sacks. Pairing Chase with a strong offensive line could make them a nightmare for any defense. Looking at the bigger picture, a trade for Chase would also have huge playoff implications. If Chase joins the Falcons, the odds of making a deep postseason run skyrocket. The Super Bowl odds would shift dramatically. As of now, betting odds list the Falcons at around +3, 500 to win it all, but with Chase, those odds could tighten significantly, possibly dropping to +1, 500 or even lower. His presence in the playoffs could be the difference maker, especially if Atlanta faces tough opponents like the 49ers or the Eagles, where aerial explosiveness can turn the tide of a game. And let's not forget the historical context. We've seen players like Tyreek Hill boost the Dolphins in 2022, turning their offense into one of the most dynamic in the league. Chase has that same potential to turbocharge Atlanta's attack, making them a serious contender in the NFC. His ability to stretch the field, combined with the Falcons' run game and improving defense, creates a well-rounded team that can compete at the highest level. This kind of move could also redefine the Falcons' identity, no longer just a team with a decent passing game, but a true aerial powerhouse. The fans are buzzing about this possibility. The idea of seeing Chase in red and black, running routes on the Mercedes-Benz field, is exciting. He's the type of player who can ignite the fan base, energize the team, and make the Falcons a household name when it comes to explosive offenses. It's a move that would send shockwaves through the NFC South and give the Falcons a real shot at elevating their status from playoff contender to legitimate Super Bowl hopeful. If this trade goes down, it's going to be one of the boldest moves of the offseason, and it could reshape the division landscape for years to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you think, Falcons fans? Is this a move you're excited about? Would you trade a first-round pick and some cap space to bring Ja'Marr Chase to Atlanta? I know many of you are dreaming about that deep threat stretching the field and creating chaos for defenses. It's a bold idea, but one that could turn the Falcons into one of the most feared teams in the NFC. We've seen how explosive offenses can carry teams deep into the playoffs, and with Chase in the mix, the sky's the limit. The NFL is all about those game-changing plays, and Chase could be the ultimate difference maker for Atlanta. Looking ahead, if this trade materializes, it could set off a domino effect. Other teams will be watching closely, especially division rivals like the Saints and Panthers, who are also trying to build better offenses. The NFC South is becoming more competitive every year, and Atlanta has a real chance to take a leap forward if they make the right moves. Chase's arrival would also send a message to the league. The Falcons are serious about contending now, not just rebuilding. And let's remember, with the right coaching staff and a little luck, Atlanta could turn their offense into one of the league's most dynamic. Desmond Ridder, with the right weapons, can develop into a top-tier quarterback. Combine that with a deep threat like Chase, and suddenly the Falcons are a nightmare for any secondary. Plus, with their existing weapons, the offense would be nearly unstoppable, making defenses choose between doubling London, Pitts, or now Chase. That kind of flexibility is what championship teams are built on. In conclusion, the potential trade for Ja'Marr Chase isn't just a rumor. It's a strategic move that could define the Falcons' future. Whether it's to push for a Super Bowl or to establish dominance in the NFC South, this kind of bold move signals that Atlanta is ready to go all in. Fans, I want to hear your thoughts. Would you pull the trigger on this deal? Do you believe Chase could transform the Falcons into a true powerhouse? Drop your comments below and let's keep the conversation going. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Atlanta Falcons news. And as always, let's keep riding high and dreaming big, Falcons family.